Good morning, Literature and Composition 2. This is Miss Wissinger here to go over your final draft. We've made it. We're already at the final draft. How exciting is that? So your directions read here to compile all of your writing from your drafting documents here in this document. All that means is you're going back into the previous drafting documents that we've done and copying them from there and pasting them here. We do want to be sure, however, to edit them as we transfer because we were filling in some blanks. We were filling in some ellipses, which are the 3 dots at the end of a sentence for our outline. And then there were other drafting mechanics that need to be erased. Basically, we're putting this into perfect paragraph format at this point. Also, while you're composing this final draft, you want to please keep in mind any and all feedback that you've received from myself or any of the co-teachers. This is your opportunity to make those edits and those revisions. Remember, this is a large portion of your marking period 2 grade, so you want to be sure to put in a great deal of effort on this and adhere to the rubric. Let's go over the rubric now. This is the district-based rubric for any of your writing assessments. So here we go. Where we first focus on our focus and exposition, right? How clear were we in staying focused on systemic discrimination? We're all shooting for the 4. So in this video, I'm going to only go over what we need to do to exceed expectations, which earns us a 4. As you can see, and this is available to you, you can also go over what constitutes a 3, a 2, and a 1. So in order to earn a 4 for focus, your text needs to clearly focus on a compelling topic or claim, which for us is systemic discrimination, that informs the reader with ideas, concepts, and information that creates a unified whole. A unified whole is important. The difference between a 3 and a 4 is only this word clearly. This has to be done in a clear focus. As long as you follow the outline, you should be right on par here. But make sure that it's clear what form of systemic discrimination you're talking about and which writing purpose you're using in which body paragraph. We want to make sure that those writing purposes are blended nice and smoothly, but we want to make sure that the audience knows that we're not only pointing out problems, we're pointing out solutions and asking them to take a stand as well. Let's keep scrolling down on the rubric. Next is development. When we develop something, right, we enlarge it, we make it more clear, we give it some more meaning, right? So to earn a 4, it reads, the text provides significant and relevant facts, extended definitions, concrete details, quotations, and or examples that thoroughly develop and explain the topic and skillfully address counterclaims if necessary. So this is where you're going to be diving into the research, right? So to develop it, not only were you throwing the quotes or the facts or statistics in there, but you were developing it, right? That's where we got to the explanatory writing. We were developing. How did that show systemic discrimination? Why was it wrong? That's your development. Also, in your second body paragraph, where can you develop? Well, not only can you say what we can do to help, we needed to develop that explanation by providing the specific steps that we will take to do that. Let's keep looking. Our next area on the rubric is organization and cohesion. Cohesion is how well things go together. We want to make sure that even though we're using a multitude of writing purposes, they don't seem to have nothing to do with each other. We want to make sure that they're organized properly and that they're cohesive, that they go together well. So here to earn a 4, it reads, the text strategically uses words, phrases, and clauses to link the major sections of text. The text explains the relationships between the topic, claim, and the examples, reasons, and or facts. So we're going to already do that because as you noted, as we were drafting, we were referring back to previous examples that we had used in other paragraphs of the text. Body paragraph 1 referred back to body paragraph body paragraph 2 referred back to body paragraph 1, and the conclusion referred back to both body paragraph 1 and 2. So that's how we're going to get that cohesion, that nice kind of conformity where they all fit together nicely. Let's look at what's next on our rubric. Conclusion. You guys did a self-reflection of this using the district rubric yourself last class, so you should be familiar with this. But the conclusion to earn a 4 reads, the text provides an engaging conclusion that supports the topic and examines its implications and significance. By examining its implications and significance, that's where you're going to get into the meat and potatoes of how will that make our society better. If this form of systemic discrimination is helped, if by following your steps we find a solution to the problem, right? You want to make it engaging, so you want to make sure that your writing isn't just kind of dry and uneventful. You want to make sure that you're engaging your reader, because remember, you're asking them in that last conclusion, in that last paragraph, to take a stance. You want them to do something. So in order to be persuasive, we also have to be engaging. And now we have conventions. So conventions are going to be to follow the standard English conventions of usage and mechanics. So this is going to be where your comma usage comes into play. This is going to be where your capitalization rules come into play. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to any red or green lines that come up as you're typing, because that's the computer alerting you that something is wrong, either spelling wise or grammatically. So you want to make sure that you're investigating into those errors and revising them prior to your final draft. Last but not least is blending purposes. As you can see, there are a multitude of purposes over here. The ones that we've used for this paper are inform and explain, take a stand, and propose a solution. So as long as you have followed the outline, you will definitely be able to hit a 4, but let me read the 4 for you. The text effectively and engagingly blends multiple purposes. The writer's choice of when and where to employ the different writing purposes is thoughtful and insightful. The reader is taken on an insightful journey as the topic is explored to great breadth and depth. So we've done that because we wanted to point out the problem first, then we go into the solution, and then we go into taking a stand. That chronologically would make sense, right? We need to point out the problem first before we can have a solution, and then we take a stand to jump on board with that solution. So these are the aspects of the writing rubric for which you are being evaluated on for this paper. So please keep this handy as you are writing your final draft to make sure that you're earning a 4 in all areas. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.